it's Kelly, and I'm back with the two-page Tuesday layout for you. So today I am going to actually do something you rarely see me do, which is start my layout on white cardstock, and I'm using some Basil cardstock here. I did take some time to choose papers, and then I also kind of got a general photo layout done before I started the camera up. And what you're seeing now is I'm going to do a two-page layout, but they'll have some things in common, but they're not going to be the same, is the best way to describe that, the 2 pages. And that's kind of how I like to do two-page layouts, that they have things in common, but they're not exactly the same. So what I'm doing right now is I have that pink polka dot paper from Bella Boulevard. It's the Baby Girl collection, and the collection name is Pretty as a Posy. And I'm going to cut that into a rectangle, and what I'll do here is I'm going to then place the 4 photos for the left side on that page. On the right page, I have a transparency, a polka dot transparency in pink, again from Bella Boulevard. This is the Color Chaos series, and it's the Peep Confetti Clear Cut is the name of it. So what I want to do is I want to at least have sort of one thing in common from side to side with the papers. Besides the fact that it's on white cardstock, obviously that's going to be in common. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that pink paper across. And what I'm doing now is I'm just gluing the clear cut there underneath where I know the photos are going to be for sure. Lining these photos up is a little bit of fun here because they are not the same size, obviously. So I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do that. And I was thinking about doing some more journaling on here, but then I decided not to. In the end, I'm not going to use that darling little card there, and that is from one of the Bella Boulevard collections. I don't know if it's from Baby Girl or Sweet Baby Girl, which is the second Baby Girl collection, but it's from one of the two. Before I figure that all out, though, I decide I'm going to do washi tape, and that's another thing that I'm going to bring from one side to the other. And that is Bella Boulevard washi tape. It's fairly old, so I have no idea what the collection name or any of that is. It might have even come from a multi-pack. And then you'll see me kind of glue this down. And I played with a little bit of spacing. In this particular case, I'm going to have more white space at the top of the layout than I am going to at the bottom. I'm just going to run that washi tape along the edge. Now, what I don't think about is that's going to cause me a little bit of problem on the other side. And you'll see why in just a little bit. All right, so I'm kind of getting things lined up and thinking, all right, I, in general, like the layout of how the photos are sitting. And I'm going to glue down here the photos. So the story behind this is that my 3rd grandchild is due, and it's a baby girl, which I'm very excited about. She has 2 older brothers, as you can see in that photograph. So when they did the gender reveal, they just kind of did it over Facebook and to their friends and that kind of a thing. But what they did is they had a photo shoot done with my 2 grandsons and mom and dad there, and they had a big old pink balloon and a dress and some shoes, and it was so cute. So I did not take these photographs. They are professional photographs, just so that for that disclaimer, but they're beautiful. Their photographer did just a gorgeous job, and I love they did this in November, so you know it's really beautiful. Even though like the grass and all of that is dead and the trees aren't leafed out, she did a beautiful filter on them, so it's kind of dreamy, I guess would be the best way to say that. So I am going to also put that washi tape on top as well. And now I'm just kind of again measuring, trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and I'm thinking about where my title is going to go and how that's going to look, because if I put it on the right side of the 2 pages, I'm intending to trim that pink cardstock on the right side down at some point so it doesn't go all the way across, so that that page looks a little bit different from the other one. But how big that title is going to have a big effect on the how wide that paper is. So I'm kind of playing around. I thought about using that darker pink alphabet, but everything else other than, I guess, the transparency is so light pink. It just felt like it pulled too much attention from the photos, that your eye would go right to the title versus the photos. And I really want your eye on the photos in this particular case because they are so important. One of the neat things about this is that I love about this is that they are so good about taking photographs at lots of different times. They do family photographs actually kind of a couple times a year actually, which is really cool. And that has happened because they've had new family members. My grandson, youngest grandson, is not quite 2 right now. So, you know, after he was born, they had one done. They had one done before he was born to kind of show what their family of 3 looked like. I love how they keep doing this through the stages of their family life. So anyway, and oh my gosh, I've got some very cute photos of just the boys by themselves as well that I will eventually be scrapping. I haven't done those yet, but you'll see them eventually. All right, so now again, I've got things kind of lined up there, and I'm going to just title this, It's a Girl. Really simple and self-explanatory there. One of my favorite photos is the shoes. So the shoes of mom and dad and the 2 boys, and then the little girl baby shoes, which is just so cute. So I was originally going to do girl on the bottom, and then I decided that would be a little too weighty because it would be longer than the it's a at the top. So I moved the down to the second line there. That way it doesn't feel like things are going to tip off. And now I will tell you that one of the things right now that as I'm looking at this, when I was doing this, that was bothering me a little bit, is that the girl is hanging out there in space, as is the exclamation point there. So I'm going to want to use something to sort of ground that, and I will figure that out in just a moment for you. I don't like titles that aren't resting on something. Even if it's sort of just kind of a visual thing versus actually resting on something, like you can get it to rest on a piece of paper. All right, so I'm going to glue that down. And this is about the time that I realize I'm going to have a little bit of, oh, actually not quite yet. So here's what I'm thinking. I love those bows, and those are Bella Boulevard bows as well. And right now I'm just kind of playing around with different things. So I decided to round the corners on this piece of paper just to make it a softer, smoother transition. And that's going to cause me washi tape issues because now I just can't wrap the washi tape around the side because there's not a corner there any longer. And this is when I'm like, ooh, okay. So what I decided to do is just to tear it. And then that way it doesn't go all the way across, but I still have it on the other page. So we have the white cardstock, the pink pattern paper, and the washi tape are all on both sides of the layout. The alphabet there is a chipboard alphabet from American Crafts. It's the Thickers in Shoebox, and the color is bubblegum, in case you're wondering what that is. And I did place that little tab sticker up there. That is from Bella Boulevard's Sweet Baby Girl, the Treasures and Text Sheet. And that will stay. So now I'm kind of playing around with some die cuts. And I decided to put a bow, one of those Bella Boulevard Bella bows in cotton candy, up at the top there. And there's my little tab there that says baby. thinking I want something else on this page, but I'm not quite sure what it is. The bow felt too big, but I do really like the bow on the right side there. And then I would have a bow on either page. So again, something that's in common from side to side. Kind of toying with that little arrow die cut and the flower die cut there. But it just, I don't know, for some reason it felt like it was calling too much attention. I really, again, want the focus to be on the photos. So I find this sticker that says love you with the little heart there. And that came from the Sweet Baby Girl Treasures in Text. And actually, as I look at it, it did not. That's one of the die cuts. So that die cut is either Sweet Baby Girl or Baby Girl. I didn't write it down, so sorry about that. But it's one of those two collections. I have a feeling that it's Baby Girl just because I have so much from that collection, but that may not be true. I shouldn't say that. I don't know that for sure. Anyway, so I'm still trying to layer some embellishments here, and it just feels like the more I try to layer, the more focus it takes off the photos in this particular case. And you guys know I'm all about embellishing and not afraid to embellish, but this is the first Baby Girl layout I've done. I've done obviously lots of little boy layouts, so I don't know, I really wanted this to feel light. And I just abandon that and decide, why am I trying so hard? Put that down. So here is the still shot, a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye.